Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. I'm Ombra and today I'm gonna explain you the new marching system that's gonna be live very soon on the server of Rise to War. The devs released an overview of all we have to expect from the new marching system on the Discord with pics and also some explanation. I take all these materials and all the knowledge I've gathered playing the PvE and I put that on a guide for you to explain you what you're gonna have in the new version of the game. But first and start with this video, I wanna ask you to smash like on the video and also subscribe to my channel if you are not already. That's gonna help me a lot to grow and to reach more people. In the new marching system, many of the key concepts of the old system prior to 2.0 are completely modified, resulting in a substantial change in game strategy of each player. In this guide, I'm gonna analyze the main change, I'm gonna expose all the basic information about that, and I'm gonna give you some advanced tips. The first big change is now the army have to respect the physics of the mountain, of the river, of the swamp, so an army cannot anymore bypass that just moving across that. They have to turning all around, like you can see on this pic. When you're gonna select a tile for marching, your commander will automatically determine the shorter possible route for reach it, avoiding this terrain he cannot cross. The second big change is it will be no longer necessary connect a tile for marching on that. The tile you want to attack or move on it don't need anymore be connected to a tile that you own or your allied own. That's gonna remove the frustrating mechanic of pathing for hours and hours for reach a destination, since you can directly send your army to the tile you want. Now I'm gonna explain you all the orders you're gonna have available on your army. The first one is the move, and with move function you're gonna be able to move your army to a neutral territory. That means you don't gonna own that tile, you don't gonna fight on that tile with the neutral army, you just gonna move on a neutral territory and you're gonna stay on that. That's gonna give you the possibility to move across the battle without taking tile, without the necessity to drop your tile, and without fighting versus neutral unit. The attack command, with the attack function you will send your army to face another enemy and you're gonna fight that on the tile. If you fight an enemy on a neutral tile, after the fight, if you win, you're gonna stay on that tile. But if you fight with the command attack on an enemy tile, you're gonna retreat to your tile because you can't stay on a tile of an enemy without occupying that. Also with the command attack, if you attack a structure of an enemy like a fort, you're gonna demolish the durability of the structure. The command occupy is a function for conquer a neutral tile or an enemy tile. You're gonna recognize your tile because after that command the tile gonna be green, and you're gonna unlock the function build like in the past, and you're gonna occupy your territory limit. It will be possible use the command occupy only if the army want to occupy a tile is in a radius of the fort or the settlement in which you are instanced. An occupation of an enemy tile will not happen instantly but needs 5 minutes of cooldown. That's gonna open a lot of scenario where you try to occupy a tile, enemy can reinforce that, a lot of offensive, counter-offensive, it's very interesting. With the command reinforce, it will be possible restore the HP of your commander and also reinforce your army. This feature will be only available if your army is in radius of the settlement of the fort in which they are located. Restoring the commander HP will use the healing potion from your apothecary, and the reinforce function in general costs 5 of stamina, so is no longer free reinforce an army. During the reinforce, like in the past, you cannot move or do any action with the army under reinforcement, and the reinforce gonna have to do all the road across the mountain like the normal army. That means the enemy can also intercept your reinforce, but we're gonna talk later about that. The command guard give you the possibility to guard the tile where you are and all the tile around that with an area of 3 by 3. free. When you are on guard, you gonna protect and defense all the tile under your guard. The guard will no longer have a cooldown but cost 10 of stamina for pop up, and that make even a defensive action a waste of stamina if not used correctly, but gives you more possibility to pop up and pop down your guard without the cooldown. With the command recall, you're gonna send back to your settlement or fort your army, and you can also revert a march order you give to your army, but you can revert the march order only in the first 3 minutes you send it. A recall is a reversible action, so think well first and do that. Unlikely the previous version of the game, the recall action will not return half of your stamina back, so the recall function lose a lot of value. The stop function can be used on an army during the march phase anytime, and it will interrupt the action of move of your troops towards the nearest neutral or allied tile. Stopping during march will allow you to change your march direction and avoid the army of the enemy and make the game decision a lot more strategic. The rally function is almost the same of the past. You're gonna call on your army 5 allied for make a big rally and attack a keep, a crossing or a pass, but now gonna be more important because the keep, the crossing and the pass gonna be fundamental for move across the map, and you're gonna need rally for conquest that. Now we're gonna talk about the army collision and the interaction on the map. As we say previously, now the army gonna move on the map, searching always for the closest path possible, avoiding the neutral obstacle on the map. If two army of different faction gonna travel on the same tile in the same moment, you're gonna have a collision where the two army gonna fight, and who win gonna continues to move and follow the march order, and who gonna lose and go back to the base. For this reason, in this new version of the game, the fight don't gonna happen only on a tile but even on moving. Also, if you're gonna place an army on the middle of the marching path of an enemy army, you're gonna force them to fight versus you for pass through your tile, and this collision and intercept part of the game for me is the best implementation because allow a lot of strategic move for intercept, for wait the enemy and just ambush that. It's very interesting and very strategic. And there's more, because now also the reinforcement gonna have a marching path, and for this reason the free-to-play role gonna be for sure intercept all the reinforcements, play under the line of the enemy, try to cut down the reinforce, or for counter the other army try to intercept your reinforce, so you can play defensive way for save your reinforcing path for your alliance, or you can go and just cut the reinforcements of the enemy. There's a lot of things now a free-to-play can do for be very relevant on the field. Now we're gonna talk about the new special army composition, the Colossal Army and also the Flying Army. The Colossal Army with the skill Colossal Sights are all the army include at least one Mumakil, one Ant, one Werewolf or one Cold Drake. A Colossal Army gonna occupy a 2x2 of tile every time you move, and also the Colossal Army for move gonna consume the double of the stamina. In case you're gonna choose to guard with a Colossal Army, you're gonna cover a 4x4 of tile, and that can be very impactful on the field. In case of a draw between a Colossal Army and a non-Colossal Army, the normal army gonna retreat cause feared from the Colossal Army to the closest tile, and all the Colossal unit gonna be also considered large unit in terms of counter, so gonna deal more damage versus medium unit and gonna receive more damage from small unit. The Flying Army gonna include the Eagle and the Field Beast, but different from a Colossal Army, all the unit on that army need to be Eagle or Field Beast for be considered a Flying Army. Unlike the other unit, the Flying unit gonna be able to cross all the obstacle neutral, gonna pass through the mountain, through the river, through the settlement, move like in the past. So they're gonna be very fast for move in a strategic way across the territory, for taking tile behind the line of the enemy and cut the enemy reinforce, for example. The flying unit also gonna be very expensive, and for this reason gonna be smart smart, use that only for doing important stuff and not for the main field. The flying unit also gonna be considered large unit, and for this reason gonna receive more damage from the small unit and gonna deal more damage to the medium. On this new version of the game, you're gonna be also allowed to see what troop the enemy carry on the army between small unit, medium unit, large unit, colossal army, flying army, because all of these are gonna be represented for the specific unit on the displayed army on the map during marching. So you're gonna have a lot more information about what kind of army you're gonna fight. In case of hybrid formation, like for example 3 infantry and 1 cavalry, like in this example with 3 infantry and 1 cavalry, you're gonna have 1 line of cavalry on your army displayed and 3 of infantry, so you're gonna be able to know who you're gonna fight exactly. The army deployed also gonna have a field of view. You're no longer gonna see everything on the map, but only what is in range of your view. Your army gonna have 2 tiles of viewing where you can see all the movement of the enemy, and if you are in a tile you own connect with your settlement or with your fort, you're gonna have +2 on your field of view, so you're gonna reach 4 tiles of view. If an enemy move inside your field of view, you're gonna be able to track all the movement of the enemy even after the enemy leave your field of view. But if the enemy use the stop command and give another command for a new marching route, you're gonna lose the track and you no longer be able to know where it is. Then we can talk about the road construction, a function they add for moving faster across the region you own. In the new version you're gonna be able to build a road across the region, and your army gonna always use the road if had the possibility to use that. The road gonna be active until you have at least 1 structure, but if you lose it, the road gonna be destroyed and inactive and you're gonna lose your bonus of speed. The road gonna be a very good spot where you can intercept army of the enemy, because all the army gonna move on that, and if you intercept an army on the road, you also gonna remove the movement speed bonus from them. The last thing I wanna talking about is the protection of the kingdom. In addition to the old rules on siege damage reduction and the repositioning prohibition rules, the enemy will not be able to use the move command inside your territory, can only use attack or occupy, and also an army of the enemy inside your territory, it will not able to change a command unless he's in radius of settlement or fort. That's almost everything about the new marching system. I think there's a lot of potential and very funny mechanics on the new version of the game, and I really wanna try that on a live version. I think a lot of new functions are very good also for free to play, and I like that, and for sure when that reach the live server I'm gonna make more video about that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, just smash like on it and also subscribe to my channel for future content. Let me know in the comment what you think about this new system. For me it's fantastic, but I wanna know your opinion. If you wanna support my channel, I wanna remember you I have also an affiliation code with the game that allow you to buy gem directly from the site of the game, and if you use my link, the devs gonna recognize me a little commission that's gonna support me a lot. If you wanna talk with me or with my community, the link of my Discord is in the description of the video. Thank you for following me and see you in the next. Woo!